Hi, friends. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast, This Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized, and author of the book Hot Mess, A Practical Guide to Getting Organized. For the past 7 years, we've been sharing stories, interviews, and strategies to help you live a more organized life. Whether you're struggling with physical clutter, calendar clutter, digital clutter, or just overwhelmed with the mental load of all the things, we're here to help you every step of the way. We know that one of the biggest struggles many of us face is time, and even finding the time to listen to a 45-minute long episode might not even be doable, which is why we've created this Organized Life Tip of the Week. These short episodes are designed to give you a little boost to start your week off on the right foot in under 15 minutes. This might be something that I'm doing in my personal life that I wanted to share, a tip that someone shared with me that I want to pass along to you, or maybe it might just be a prompt or story to help you think differently about the true meaning of clutter. New episodes of our Tip of the Week are automatically going to show up in your podcast feed on Mondays, and our regular long-form episodes will continue to drop each and every Thursday. Now, if you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe or follow button for instant access to all of our 300 plus past episodes. And if you're already subscribed to TOL, there's nothing that you need to do. Our bonus episodes should already be in your feed. Regardless of whether you just found us,
hi everybody,
or you're one of our
and welcome
OG
to
listeners,
today's Tip of
so
the Week.
happy that you're
I'm
here.
your host,
Now,
Lori
let's
Palau.
get to it.
So glad that you guys are here. If you're new to our show, let me just give you the quick rundown. So for the past 7 years, we've been bringing you guys long form episodes every Thursday. And then earlier this year, we decided, hey, sometimes we just want to add a quick little jolt to our week. So we added in our Tip of the Week on Mondays. It's a Monday drop. So we now have 2 episodes that we drop each and every week, and it's completely free. We don't want to charge for any of our content. We want to be able to provide this to you guys as inspiration, whether you are struggling in your business, in your personal life, maybe you just need some extra encouragement, and that is what we are here for. So the way that you can help us, if you so choose, is to just share our show, share our content with the people in your life, your friends, your coworkers, whatever. Your kids. I know we've had a lot of people that are like, hey, I had my kid listen to this episode. And that really matters, because the more people that listen to our show in this sea of podcasts, the better it is for us. And we're able to continue to do this. And my team and I take a lot of time to come up with these show topics and really bring you guys value, topics that we think are going to be of value to you. So let us know if we're on the right track. If there's something that you want to hear that we haven't yet talked about, please shoot us a DM or leave us a comment. We would love to explore those topics. And if there's something that you want to hear more of, or less of, quite frankly, let us know too. Because again, I try to talk about things that are relevant in my own world, because I think if they're relevant to me, they're probably relevant to other people. But there are things that, maybe I don't think about because they're not things that I'm walking through. So please, if you're struggling out there when it comes to something relating to clutter, organization, communication with your family, relating to any of that, please let us know. And we want to be here for you. So that's what the purpose of our show is. So today's tip, if you listened to last week, it was all about decluttering your phone. And so I figure the sister topic to that would be decluttering your computer. And again, digital detoxing is sort of like that silent clutter that we don't see. A lot of times we talk about calendar clutter being a silent clutter, but so is digital, because again, it's invisible. We don't see it. We don't see the storage until we get that notification on our computer or on our phone that you are out of storage. It is something that most of us don't think about until it's there. It's just invisible. We just store files. We just have all this stuff. But again, it accumulates to unwanted clutter. It's just in the digital form. And so when you think about your computer, there are so many different kind of aspects of your computer. You've got your email on your computer. You've got, some people have photos on their computer. You've got larger files on your computer. If you've got presentations, things like that. So regardless of what you're using your computer for, whether it's purely like personal recreation, whether you're running a family household out of it and you have all of this kids stuff on it, or if you use it for work. There's so much information that is housed on our computer. The key that we want to remember is to be able to find what we need as quickly as we can. I always talk about that, the ease of retrieval with physical stuff as well as your digital files. So this is something that, again, right now, I need to be taking my own medicine and really spend some time doing this. But it has to do with tip one is to delete old files. So again, if you have been using the same computer for a long time, you probably have files dating back 5 years, maybe even 10 years, depending on how long you've had your computer, what you've transferred over. And the majority of people don't need those old files. So you want to ask yourself, just like you would if you were decluttering a physical space, when was the last time I accessed this? When do I think I would ever access it? Do I need it? With digital stuff, you want to be like, do I have a newer version of this? So like, I know for me, as somebody who writes, I've got old drafts of articles or presentations that I've given for talks, or even just old book drafts that I have. I don't need that on there. I have the most recent version. I can delete the old. But a lot of times we have those old files just taking up space. So again, there's not one right way to do it. But if you go into your files and you can quickly do a search from, like, have it sort from oldest files to newest, is one way to do it. You can also do largest to smallest, which we're going to get to in a second. But if you just do your oldest files, and if you're like, give yourself some parameter. If I haven't looked at it in 5 years, it's going, right? So you're not even having to open it up. If I've not looked at this file in 5 years, it's gone. And easily you could free up a ton of storage that way. The second thing, which I just started to allude to, was larger files. We oftentimes, if you've ever gotten the like, you're almost out of storage, or I forget what the other thing is that says, your backup drive or whatever is almost full. A lot of times larger files, and this is specifically for people who do a lot of video content, if you have all that stored on your computer versus in a cloud-based, whether it's iCloud, whether it's Dropbox, whether it's Google Drive, whatever it is, all of those files take up space. And the larger it is, the more video or presentations or whatever it looks like, those are larger files. So you're going to run out of space quicker. So what I first recommend is getting those larger files off of your computer and onto like a cloud-based platform, just so that you're not slowing your computer down with that. And then if God forbid it crashes or all the things. But then also you don't want to run out of storage on those third-party platforms. Again, Dropbox, Google, iCloud. So think about, do I really need this? If it's something that you've posted on social media, do I need to keep the file? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. Do I need to hold on to, do I have multiple versions? Again, get rid of all of the drafts that you have. A lot of times we have multiple versions. I know myself, I have multiple versions of a presentation, and each one takes up a certain amount of storage. So maybe I don't need all of those versions. Maybe I can just have one master version on there and then tweak it as necessary. So again, think about getting all those files off of your computer onto the third party platforms, and then still, even from there, take that storage down so that you are freeing up space. Think about paying for additional storage. I know it's cheaper, but think about it as paying for storage for like a storage unit, right? I will always tell people, with the exception of I'm moving and I need a temporary housing spot, I will always tell people, do not have a storage unit, right? So unless you're in college and you need to store for the summer, or you're in the midst of a move and you need to hold it, I will never advocate for somebody to say, well, I might need it someday. No bueno. We're not getting storage. We're not paying to store stuff that we might use someday. We're not doing it. Same with our computer. So we don't want to pay for additional files just because we might access them one day. I'm not a fan. Okay. Then the third thing when it comes to decluttering your computer has to do with your inbox. Now, again, we've done episodes on this. There's tons of different programs and platforms out there. We even have a bunch of them on our resources page. If you go to our resources page on our website, simply beorganized.com, and you click on resources, there's, I think it's a page called Tools I Use. And in there, I have a few different where it's like unroll.me, inbox done. Like there's a few different ones that are in there that we recommend to help streamline that inbox clutter. Because again, we all know that emails are like drinking from a fire hose. They are constantly going to be coming in, and it's not always a good use of our time to be, just trying to manage that on the daily. So we all know that it's virtually impossible to keep up with the flow of emails as they come in and get them to go outgoing. It's not always the best use of our time, but make sure that you do have a system for cycling through your old emails, delete them, do batch deleting. There's so many different ways that you could do batch deleting. You could sort by date. You could sort by the sender. So if you have all your notifications from Bank of America, you could sort it and then do a batch delete. All this stuff will free up space. The one thing that I'm going to remind you guys, I know you might be being like rolling your eyes going, duh, of course, but it is something that a lot of times people overlook, which is whether it's on your inbox or on your computer, or even when you're deleting voicemails off of your phone, delete the trash, people. It doesn't really free up any storage until you delete the trash. So make sure you go into the deleted files and delete that. So it's that two-step process. And that is how you're going to want to declutter your computer. So again, just to recap, the three main areas that we're talking about is deleting old files that you no longer are going to be using. The second is to move any larger files that are sitting on your computer onto a cloud-based storage system like Dropbox, Google Drive, iCloud. And the third thing is declutter your inbox, get rid of old files, or not files, old emails, unread emails, things that are just notifications that you get emails from, just things that you are just taking up space that you're not even using. Just get rid of them. All of this will help to simplify your digital life. So I hope you found this week's tip of the week useful. If you're not already subscribed to us on YouTube or on your favorite podcast streaming platform, please click the subscribe button, leave us a review, so that we know that you enjoy this and we can keep bringing you more great content. Until next week, I'm Lori Palau. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please spread the love and share it with your friends. And if this is your first time joining us, make sure to click the subscribe button wherever you are listening so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, please leave us a review so other people know that our show is worth the listen. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at This Organized Life Podcast. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can head on over to our website at simply the letter B like boy organized.com, which is filled with tons of resources, including free downloads, checklists, links to our amazing organizing partners, and all of our digital offerings. I'll see you next week for another episode of This Organized Life.